Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. Another day, another drama, and today we're going to be talking about Jake Paul getting called out for a huge house party that he just hosted at his house, despite what's going on in the world today. If you haven't seen my previous video titled Gabby Hanna is Manipulating You, I will link that in a card up over here, as well as down in the description box down below, so definitely make sure you go and check that out as well. Alright, let's go ahead and jump on into it. Okay, so despite everything that is going on in the world today, and despite the fact that numbers of the entire situation are currently on the rise in, I believe it's 35 states, and one of them being California, where they are going up extremely high, Jake Paul decided that it would be a great idea to host a party at his house with tons and tons of people. Now, on top of that, they were doing things that were extremely stupid, as holding on to a backhoe, I believe it was, and swinging off of it and swinging it around while people were hanging on it, like extremely dangerous, but of course they thought it was fun and entertaining. Now, on top of that, not only were there a ton of people at this party, none of these people seem to have masks on, so I don't know if they don't think that this situation is entirely that serious, or if they are just that stupid that they don't care. And on top of that, one of the people that was there was none other than Miss Tana Mongeau. Now, if you watch Tana's series that she had on MTV, you know that Tana has a problem with her lungs. So being around all of these people and not wearing a mask, I'm just like, okay, really, Tana? You of all people should definitely be worried about the situation because you do have a pre-existing condition, and yet you go to this party at Jake Paul's house without a mask on around all of these people. And I'm not talking about 10 or 20 people. It literally looked like there was probably almost 100 people there. And the fact that this has even made it to mainstream media already shows that it's a huge deal. And the fact that these people just don't care actually blows my mind. There are some clips that I was able to find from the party. Don't mind the music, as I had to replace it due to copyright, so I don't want to get a copyright strike, so just ignore that. But here is what the party looked like.
They're holding onto the bulldozer like it's a bull. Wow.
They're gonna kill somebody.
All of them are over there hanging out, no mask, no nothing.
After seeing those clips, I was like, okay, are you serious? Like, I get it. People want to get back to their normal lives and they want to go out and they want to have fun. I absolutely understand that. But the fact that, let's be honest, the US hasn't really taken that many precautions to prevent things from spreading to begin with. Some states have issued, mask mandates and stuff like that, but a lot of places have not, and they left it up to a business-by-business decision. And if you've been on social media, you see that people are freaking out at the fact that they have to wear a mask. People want life to go back to normal, but they're not willing to put in the work to make it go that way. A lot of other countries have issued huge safety precautions to prevent this from spreading and becoming such a major issue as it has in the US. If you look at the numbers don't lie. I know that Trump can say, well, of course, the more that you test, the more positive test results you're going to get. And yes, that is true. But the thing is that we are now getting a higher percentage of positive test results. If you test, say, 10 million people and 10,000 of them come back positive, then that's a 10% rate. If you test 10 million people and 20% of them come back positive, then that's a 20% rate. So even if you say continuously test 10 million people a day, then that number should stay at just 10%. It doesn't matter. If you go up to 20 million and 20,000 test positive, that remains 10%. But if you go up and your positive test results come back as a higher rate, then that's a problem, and that's what people aren't understanding. The fact that numbers are going up like that and a percentage of positive test results shows that things are spreading and that it's not just an increase in tests that are causing the numbers to go up. And then all these people are going to go home back to other people who weren't at the party, around friends, around family, and they're not going to know necessarily that they were just at this massive party around all these people without masks on. So this is a huge issue. I don't understand why they think that this is okay to do. It would be a different story if the entire country was on lockdown for 3 months and everything shut down. No one was allowed to do anything and all the cases were starting to come down. But that's the exact opposite. States that have done things in a big way, like New York, are starting to see numbers go down, and that's what we need to do everywhere. And these people are literally out here throwing a massive party just because they want to. They don't have any regard for other people. The only thing that they care about is themselves and putting that stuff on social media to get likes and follows. I don't know if Jake Paul was like, you know what, I haven't been in a scandal for a while, let me throw this massive party during this entire situation that we have going on so that way people start talking about me so I can be back in the news. I just don't even think that he understands what is going on in the world. I don't even know if he knows that anything else is going on in the world, to be honest. The only thing that I think that Jake Paul is concerned about is himself and making sure that he can still hang out with his friends and make money and have a good time. But that is not what we need to do right now. Right now we need to make sure we are focusing on getting this whole situation under control. And the only way that that is going to happen is if people do things like social distancing and like wearing a mask. And I know people say, well, masks don't work. Actually, they do. They help prevent the spread of everything, let's be honest. If you look at China, in China, people have been wearing masks for years anytime that they are sick. Why? Because it's a courtesy so that way they don't spread what they have to other people. It is a thing that actually works. Now, is it 100% effective? No, absolutely not. The only thing that's 100% effective is if you sit home and you are around nobody at all 100%. But let's be honest, that is not something that can necessarily be done. People need hospitals open. People need to be able to get food. I understand that not everybody can stay at home. And yes, people need to work to be able to pay their bills because the government is not stepping in to help like it has in other countries. And on top of that, I saw a video on Twitter the other day where a lady is literally making mesh face masks to sell. Mesh. Like basically see-through. So that way she's able to breathe easier. Okay, the fact that you can see through your mask means that it's probably not working. The only way that a see-through mask would work is if it was made out of plastic. But people are literally like, well, I can't breathe through these masks. And it's like, these are the same masks that doctors and nurses wear for hours upon hours a day when they're doing surgeries. These are masks that are okay to be wearing, and people are literally freaking out and saying that they're having trouble breathing. Does it make breathing a little more difficult and it fogs up your glasses? Yes, but is it to the point where it is a health issue? No. If you have a pre-existing condition where these masks are making it a health concern for you for breathing, unless you absolutely need to be out at a job, such as working at a doctor's office or at the grocery store, there is no reason for you to be out shopping, buying clothes, or buying candles, or buying outfits for your dog. There's no reason for you to be out unless you absolutely need to. And if you do have a pre-existing condition, you should be at home making sure you can take care of yourself if you do not need to be out at all. But these people literally don't even care. They're going to these parties and having a good time like nothing even happened. I'm honestly not surprised that Tana was there because, you know, Tana and Jake are married and they gotta be around each other. It's like, okay, let's go ahead and let that whole thing go. We know that whole thing was fake and just for views. I can't believe that you didn't think about yourself for a second, Tana. Knowing that you have this issue with your lungs and then you choose to put yourself in this type of environment just absolutely blows my mind. Like, do you just not care about yourself at all? Like, what is going on? But that is everything that I have for today's video, so I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you think that Jake Paul is completely out of line for this party that he threw and that he needs to be held accountable and possibly maybe even fined for having all these people over? Or do you think that it's just not that big of a deal? What do you think about Tana showing up at the party? Do you think that she should have stayed home knowing that she has a pre-existing condition with her lungs? Or do you think that, again, she just doesn't care and didn't even think about it? I'd love to know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you like this video, please make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. Also, if you're new to my channel, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could hit that big red subscribe button and hit the bell icon and set your notifications to all so you'll be notified of every time I upload a new video. Alright, that's everything for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!